perspective, when I look at this great son of Bharati, it gives me an altogether an ethereal feeling. A great language. I think the amount of service that he has done, there could be parallel. There are many great, deny that. But in the last 1 or 2 centuries, if there is anyone who has done so much service to the language, in my understanding, I don't think anyone can come close to him. He was a proud Tamilian. When the British were trying to learn Tamil and move towards English as a medium of used English as a medium of instruction, and they encouraged by various means, by inducement, by threat, by coercion, people to move away from Tamil, a vernacular language. We know vernacular, what it means. A language of a born slave. That is the literal meaning of it. They didn't consider it as a language. And at that time, how Mahakavi responded, I came across one letter to editor in 1900 and, if I remember correctly, perhaps 1916, 19th October. Those days when the British were persuading at various levels and coercing at the ground people to move from Tamil to English, J.C. Rollo, who was the principal of Pachayappa College, he was on a campaign also to say that the only capable language to express philosophy, science, higher ideas is English. Tamil is not competent, is not. At that time, it was Mahakavi Bharati who responded with a strong rebuttal. Say no, Tamil is far more capable of scientific and philosophical expression than English. Not only that, he was a great proponent of education in mother tongue. He says that I firmly believe that the most scientific and humane way of imparting instruction, the knowledge, is the mother tongue. He resisted, he stood like a mountain to the British attempt to remove Tamil, downgrade Tamil, and promote English. Create a sense of inferiority complex among the people about their own mother tongue. He was a proud Tamilian who did so much service to the language. But he was also a very proud Bharatiya. He sang song, umpteen number of songs. We heard the children singing some of those songs. He was a devotee. Bharatiya, I would not consider him as a mortal being, a human being. He was a divine incarnation. What he did was humanly not possible for even an extraordinary human being. He was way beyond. Now, we carry his legacy. In fact, this question, it gives me an uneasy feeling that the fact that I am asking this question, it itself is a concern, because ideally Bharatiya would have been celebrated in the academia, in the society, in the social life, political life, academic life, everywhere. Because what he did, speakers talking about his Vishwarup, no aspect of life was untouched or uncovered. But we find this is lacking. Today, I have a sense that Bharatiya, there are some, he lives in the heart of the people. There is no doubt about it. He cannot be just erased. But is that enough? Because we should not let Bharatiya become just a memory. He must be illuminating, inspiring our life. That doesn't seem to be happening. In fact, when I came, we have 20 state universities. But at the end of it, I looked for, is there any Subramaniam Bharati chair for doing research and what Vishwanathan did? People would have been working on his. I know not many people who have done PhD and all in literature on Bharati. But you see how the centers have come upon Ramayana. Multiples. Because Bharati's personality was infinite. Scholars to work. One Subramaniam Bharati chair in any of our state universities, as I know. To have but then this we need him, we need his work. Unfortunately, here we have an ecosystem that talking because Bharatiya talked about Bharat. He looked at Bharat as a Devi. Here, Bharatiya talked about here. Bharatiya talked about symphony, harmony between. Praised Vedas. Here we have people who hate Vedas. Bharatiya believed in inclusive existence of the whole Bharat Samudaya. We heard the prayer. But no. And so, given the fact that we have an ecosystem which feels insecure with Bharatiya, what to do? What do we do next? Confronted with such a situation. You know, like the character or the very nature of our country, Bharat, has been that such treasures have been preserved and cherished, celebrated, not by establishments, but by the people of society. It is a society which has to take the leadership, ownership of Bharatiya's legacy, what he left behind. Because the ecosystem, since it feels challenged because the two cannot coexist. So, and the fact that the Bharatiya lives in the heart of the people, he cannot be publicly downgraded. He cannot be insulted. People will not tolerate that. So that ecosystem has adopted a strategy of active indifference and passive hostility. Active indifference, don't talk about him. Don't have a chair or a study about him. Indifference could be passive as well, that you are not interested. It's not the case. It is active indifference and passive hostility. Because someone wishes to do, for example, I told you creating a chair in the name of Subramanian Bharati in the university, to put the pressure. No, don't do that. Without being loud and open about it. Now, in this situation, I think the responsibility lies with the society. Bharat, long before it became a political state, has been a cultural civilizational nation. It has survived for thousands and thousands of years, not only survived but prospered. Society has taken the ownership of the legacies of the great people. If Ramayana, if a story of Sri Ram is here lives in the heart of every Bharatiya, it's not because of Indian state or any state. It is because the society took the ownership. What Valmiki did, what Kambar did, what Tulsi did, they did the work and left it. But society adopted it, assimilated it. And I am confident that Tirusini Viswanathan will be remembered for all time to come, like as we remember Kambar and Tulsidas, what he has done. But then, that work has to be what the work he has done. The legacy of the Bharati has to be, its ownership has to be taken society. By the non-state universities, university colleges, schools, they have to take up. Because expecting the establishment to accept it, I tell you, somebody said that perhaps there was an So university I was surprised when I find that there's a yeah, 'Subramanian Bharati chair in BHU. Why not we have we 6 decades and they kept adding number of poor. Our civilization value. They are present here. And I once again thank
today one is surely impelled to internalize two irrefutable verses of நெஞ்சுக்கு நீதி நிறைந்த சுடரூன். And from there on, he takes to make us realize the resident in Anandamaya Kosha. குன்று விடு தேகத்தை சாய்த்து விடு, அல்லாலதில் சிந்தனை மாய்த்து விடு.
ஏற்புரை. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். இந்த இனிய விழாவில் தம்முடைய பல்வேறு அலுவல்களுக்கிடையேயும் தமது பொன்னான நேரத்தையும் ஒதுக்கி இங்கு வருகை புரிந்துள்ள மாண்புமிகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் அவர்களுக்கு முதற்கண் என்னுடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். என்னுடைய பாரதி பணிகளை அறிந்து ராஜ்பவனில் ஆளுநர் மிக்க கனிவுடன் என்னை பாராட்டி மகிழ்ந்தார். அது ஆளுநர் அவர்கள் பாரதி பெயரில் கொண்டிருந்த பற்றை நான் உணர்ந்து மகிழ்ச்சியும் பெருமிதமும் அடைந்தேன். எனது பாரதி பணிகளை வெளியுலகிற்கு அறிமுகம் செய்து வைத்த பெருமைக்குரிய நல்லி குப்புசாமி செட்டியார், துக்ளக்சோ, தற்போதைய ஆசிரியர் திரு எஸ் குருமூர்த்தி, தினமணி ஆசிரியர் திரு கே வைத்தியநாதன், மதுரை ராமகிருஷ்ண மடத்தின் தலைவராக விளங்கிய சுவாமி கமலாத்மன் மற்றும் நண்பர்களுக்கும் என் இதயபூர்வமான நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்வதில் கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். பாரதி புகழ் பரப்பும் பாரதி பிரதமர் நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் புதுடில்லியில் தமது இல்லத்தில் அலையன்ஸ் கம்பெனி வெளியிட்ட கால வரிசையிலான பாரதி படைப்புகளை வெளியிட்டு என் பணிக்கு அங்கீகாரம் அளித்தார். பாரத பிரதமர் அவர்களுக்கும் என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியறிதலை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். 23 தொகுதிகளை வெளியிட்டுள்ள அலையன்ஸ் சீனிவாசன் அவர்களுக்கு என் நன்றி. மற்றும் பத்மஸ்ரீ விருது எனக்கு என் பெயரை தேர்ந்தெடுத்த மத்திய அமைச்சர் என் உலகழிந்த நன்றியறிதலை புலப்படுத்திக் கொள்கிறேன். நான் பாரதியின் இளவல் திரு சி விஸ்வநாத ஐயர் மற்றும் பதிப்புத்துறைக்கு என்னை ஈடுபடுத்திய விடுதலை போராட்ட வீரர் தியாகி சின்ன இதோ ஒரு மனிதன் என்று பாராட்டி பரவலாக பலர் அறிய செய்தவர் கவியரசு கண்ணதாசன் ஆவார். நிகழ்ச்சியை சிறப்பாக நடத்தும் அமைப்பாளர்களுக்கும் நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கு பெற்று அறிஞர் பெருமக்களுக்கும் எனது நெஞ்சார்ந்த நன்றி, வணக்கம். வயதின் காரணமாக சில இடங்களில் தடமாற்றம் ஏற்பட்டது.
Many thanks. May I now request the Honorable K. Ravi to kindly present the vote of thanks?
With the permission of the chair, I'll take 3 minutes. தெளிவுறவே அறிந்திடுதல் தெளிவுதர மொழிந்திடுதல் சிந்திப்பார்க்கே கழிவளர உள்ளத்தில் ஆனந்த கனவு பல காட்டல் கண்ணீர் துளி வர உள் உருக்குதல் இங்கிவையெல்லாம் நீ அருளும் தொழில்களன்றோ ஒளிவளர்வாணி ஒளி வளரும் தமிழ்வாணி அடியனேற்கு இவை அனைத்தும் உதவுவாயே. வணக்கம். I thank on behalf of Bharat Vikas Parishad, Vanaville Cultural Center, Vikas